Today, guys, we're going to be breaking down the difference maker in Kenny and the LAT team. Okay, we're going to see his performance going up against Boston Breach versus Atlanta FaZe. Let's get right into the breakdown. And I'm dead ass, don't say anything in the comments about how I look right now because it is 6 a.m. All right, before we get into the breakdown, I do want to say, yes, I know that the level of competition between a team like Boston Breach and the Atlanta FaZe is pretty big, right? But we're going to be able to see how impactful Kenny can be for this LAT team, but also where his inconsistencies stem from. And this is the very first map against Boston. Kenny goes absolutely nuts. And this is the very first hill. Just watch how Kenny plays this. So he's number 7 on the mini map. And as you can see, pre-nade slides, gets an early 2-piece on Nero and Methods, right? Early 2-piece, Octane gets a third. This is going to be full control for LAT. And I love how Kenny pushes up and plays aggressive, right? He knows that the enemy team, that Boston, is going to be spawning over here. And look at his positioning. He is in prime position. Okay, there's many players that would have just sat at the tank, or maybe they wouldn't even have pushed up at all. Kenny is a risk taker. Okay, he is a playmaker, not only for LAT, but he's just always been that way. Kenny plays his timings really well. Now, this is the good and the bad, because this is such a good play, but the next play is going to kind of show you where his inconsistency can stem from, and it's right here. So he gets to this position and he's perfect. In my opinion, Kenny should just be waiting here and getting a guaranteed kill. Make them clear your, well, he's not in a corner, he's obviously on his dick in the dirt, but you get my point. Make them clear you, make them kill you before they can advance. Instead, he does try to play the timing, the highlight play, and catch Methods off guard. He loses the gunfight. So at this point in the game, it is the 4th hill. LAT have a decent lead. They're up by about 44 seconds, and Kenny's currently 7-7. But these plays that you're about to see from Kenny is what I want to see more out of him. So right here, he gets Envoy's trade, and then instead of getting caught YY, we all know Kenny loves a good YY or sprinting. He's expecting someone from Boston to peek to get Methods trade, right? Gets a nice 2-piece. Okay, now he can be aggressive. He knows Boston is spawning in the back. Pushes up, gets the reload in right here, gets a free kill on Nero. And he knows, because of his timing, Kenny normally is very good at understanding timings and really when to push and when to hold. I think in Vanguard, he's a little inconsistent with it. And that is his whole play style. I've said it, he is a playmaker. But when he lets the game develop and when he kind of takes a second to breathe, he makes plays. So he gets up right here and he's not trying to do too much. He knows he has the advantage position-wise. Absolutely guns. Let me rewind that back. Absolutely smokes TJ Haley. And then he dies. But it doesn't matter because he got 4 huge kills. He goes from 7-7 to 11-8. But that started because of his patience. Moving on to the next clip here. This is a crucial hill. Okay, it's about to go to the last hill, the first rotation. While LAT has a good lead, they need to hold a good chunk of this time. Okay, they can't afford to have Boston break in instantly. And this backs up the fact that Kenny has great awareness on what's happening in spawns and where he needs to be. And this is another example of when he is just playing a tad more disciplined. It's night and day. Right here, you can either look on the minimap or you can look from Nero's point of view. He sees these 2 players cross. He sees Nero and TJ cross. Okay. Envoy, unfortunately, gets Vanguard and Methods gets a free kill on him. Kenny knows, though, right after he kills Vivid, Methods is near the hill, and he knows the other 2 players got to be around ring because he saw them cross. So he gets the first kill on Vivid, instantly pushes back to pinch and help his teammates get Methods out of the hill, which he does. Catches Methods off guard. I mean, Methods really didn't have a chance because that's a good play. Kenny didn't just sit by Cliff. And then he knows that his teammates, he has trust in his teammates to get the kills ring, and he's obviously feeding them call outs. He knows that they're going to be Cliff. He gets back top boat, kills Vivid again, kills him again, and allows LAT to have a second to breathe. And Boston's starting to chip away at this lead. Okay, this is the first hill of the second rotation, and this is just great discipline, great fundamentals out of Kenny. This is basically the assembly line. If you guys have watched my other breakdown videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, Kenny knows that he is kind of the first man up in this new wave of a push, of a break, because LAT, they were fighting around the hill, they all died, whatever. So Kenny takes her out. You're going to see him go around, okay, and then LAT, they're going to flood in, try and fight the hill. Kenny needs to be the one to make a play to get an opening here. Now he gets really good timing on Nero. Him and Nero don't see each other, but just watch Kenny's play right after this. So Nero makes a good play. He pushes up, gets Envoy. Kenny's able to trade instantly. And then Kenny, understanding that Boston is going to be heavily in the hill, he has the AR right now. He gets free picks. Okay, TJ is trying to obviously get the trade. They know that Kenny's somewhere around there. Kenny's able to get 2 to help break the hill for LAT. And then watch him. He just sits at the tank. He knows, he's expecting Boston. It ends up being Nero spawning back tower, another free kill. He's not doing too much. Like, Kenny has unbelievable talent. He's got great gun skill. Yeah, he gets caught with his pants down when he's YYing a little bit too much. But when he lets the game develop, I'm going to keep saying, guys, and he isn't trying to play so much on timings to where he's forcing the issue, you're going to see games like this. He's currently 21-10 on a 3 spree. LAT's up 142.95. So this is right after he got that 3-piece, by the way. And this is another very fundamentally sound play out of Kenny. LAT understand that they're still spawning back tower. There's 30 seconds left. Kenny, after he got that kill, he could have kept pushing, right? Potentially flipped him. He could have went more towards the hill. He could have stayed on the tank. But he knows that Boston needs to be, they need to be thinking about rotating to this boat hill. So Kenny is just going to play. He's going to play himself. He's going to be on an island. He trusts his teammates to get the kills, which they are. They're holding this time. And then look, he's set up on this oil. I'm pretty sure a lot of people call it oil, but the tanker steps. And he's just watching the cross. It's a free kill on Methods. Methods has no idea. Boston has 0 clue he's there. And then watch. Gets another one on Vivid. And now he knows he has a second. He can reposition himself. Okay. He can really be annoying for Boston. He can be a thorn in Boston's side. That's exactly what he's doing. And it's because of his patience and just, oh my God. Okay. That was not even a bad play out of Ken. If he would have somehow got a 2-piece right there, I would have been mind blown. But you see how he's almost giving it a beat. From the very first play of the game I showed you, where he got up to that rock in the P1 hill, and instead of sitting there and guaranteeing a kill, he tried to do too much. He tried to force the issue. Since then, all of these clips where he's really just started heating up, getting these 2 pieces, these 3 pieces, really chaining kills together, and just helping open up the map for LAT. It's because he's getting to a spot which he normally does, but then he's taking a breath. He's not trying to do too much, and the kills are coming to him. And just to cap off Kenny's absolute masterclass Kavutu hardpoint, he's 35-18. It's 248, 191 LAT. This is just reinforcing what I'm saying, and I'm also using this clip just so we can compare, okay, going up against Boston Breach and Kenny dominating and kind of just seeing how he's playing compared to FaZe. Just look, Envoy gets taken out right here, and Kenny, he's not just sprinting trying to get a trade. He understands that he needs to play his timing. He needs to play patient. He's just being very sneaky, waiting for his teammates. And then look, he gets shots. He stays alive. He's able to help Draza, and then he slides in. You're going to see trades are just on point. He gets traded out, whatever. LAT wins. Kenny goes, let me rewind it. Kenny went 36-19. Kenny has great awareness. He understands Call of Duty, and he understands how to play Call of Duty in the most optimal way to be successful. But sometimes he gets impatient. This map right here, he was not impatient. All right, so now we're gonna watch map 4 of the LAT versus FaZe series. LAT, we're up 2-1. It was game match point for LAT, and we're just gonna kind of evaluate how Kenny played and just try and spot the differences in his gameplay from this Gavutu to the Tuscan. So LAT start out very hot, by the way, on this Tuscan hardpoint. Kenny once again is going to be number 7 on the minimap, and I just want to start off. This is the first hill. Now, this could have been a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of timing, but it's more so about what happens after this. But just for argument's sake, you can see Kenny right here. He was on this outer block to the right of Envoy, and he was looking towards the tree area in front because Atlanta FaZe is going to be coming that way. You have RCDs who slides in their side U, and he's able to pick Kenny. Now, this is obviously going to seem minuscule. Like I said, this could be miscommunication. But I feel like Kenny, in his head, he's like, I know they're spawning. I know they're spawning in front of me. There could be a guy mid-U. My team doesn't have that yet, right? But he's already in a position where he is trying to do two things at once, essentially. Because if a guy flanks their side U, if RCDs would have flanked their side U, he kills Kenny, and Kenny realizes that, and he goes to look at it, but he's also in a bad position to where he can get picked from their side U. Okay, now I know that's little because LAT still hold this hill, but this kind of sets the tone from what I've seen in this map. And for the start of this game, Kenny's honestly not playing bad, but what I thought was kind of the case is happening earlier, and you're going to see it right here. So Kenny gets in the church. LAT has control of the hill, but just watch the mini map here. Okay, CJ, you can zoom in on it if it makes it easier for the guys watching. He is watching this front church, but you'll see him inch up a little bit. He feels like, okay, I got to maybe position. I got to be able to look top church on the steps, which I get because, you know, that's a common route. The issue is, I feel like you just have to be decisive, because once you start second guessing or trying to pick up too many lanes, too many routes, you're going to get caught timing. You're going to get Vanguard. And that's what happens here. So look, he's holding. He's like, he inches up, and then he sees RCDs. He obviously loses the gunfight. I don't know if he got smoked or what, or technically timing, but he dies. Okay, now Atlanta FaZe has church control, which is making it a lot easier to break. He spawns up again, and he's instantly trying to get towards his teammates, get towards the hill to get a trade. Unfortunately, he gets one, well, gets an assist or whatever. He gets traded out. Okay, so those were two quick deaths where he could have maybe relieved the pressure if he played a little bit more ratty, a little bit more patient, and gotten one kill in church. Now, I understand that I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know the communication, and it wasn't on his POV. So I'm just going off the mini map. And then right here, you can see LAT have this rotation. Okay, Envoy's going to be number 8. He's pushed up on church side of view. Kenny's in the hill. And this goes back to what I've been saying, where not only Kenny, but I am talking about him specifically, and just kind of the difference in when, you know, the difference in his individual plays, how it affects this LAT team. Ken is in a prime position. He's got the auto. He's out of block collecting time. Envoy is pushing up, and I feel like Ken could have also pushed up and had Octane rotate on the hill. They are kind of splitting the map in half horizontally, as we saw them do it on the P5 hill, so I'm not against it. But Ken's watching close U. He's watching the close U push. Then you have Draws and Octane both watching the pinch. The only issue is Envoy gets too aggressive. Now Ken is looking to see if he can get his trade. Simp's not giving it to him. Ken's pushed out. Now he's looking close U. Okay. Then Atlanta FaZe is contesting the hill, so he knows that he must be contesting it where Celium is at. He then tries to peek that, gets tagged up. Then he goes back looking to where he was looking in the first place. He's kind of weak, and he loses the gunfight. Now, I'm not blaming that all on Ken, because I'll be honest, Draws and Octane were completely useless in this situation. Now I know that they can't 100% with certainty know that Atlanta FaZe isn't going to full pinch, right? This is a good play by Atlanta FaZe doing this, but I feel like Ken also just needs to make a decision. He needs to make a decision where he can position himself to at least be in a legit one-on-one gunfight. You know, whether that be if he would have pushed up originally, Octane should have, you know, gotten that time, and then Draza could kind of watch the flank, or if that meant him just playing more reserved on this P1 hill and really focusing on one spot. Like, you're up by a good amount if they're contesting, whatever, but at least make it so your teammates can trade. But he just is kind of looking all over the place. So that's a little bit on Ken, a little bit on the rest of his teammates, but they allow Atlanta FaZe to break this hill. Now it does get rebroken, but now things are just a lot scrappier than they really need to be. And then right here, this is a big rotation for LAT. You can see I like what Ken's doing right here. He's watching mid. He obviously spawned front fire because this is just a very predictable route. You have number 6, who is going to be Draws, picking up P5. Once Kenny realizes that Octane spawns mid-map, he rotates over to help Draza, right? Because a lot of teams are going to be pushing this P5 hill. Draza backs up. Ken's able to get one and get out. Now, here's the issue. Right here, we talk about when you not only are trying to break a hill, but when you have control of a hill, you want to be able to be as pushed out as possible to get as much information. And when you are as pushed out as Kenny is right now, or I mean, really, it's just Kenny for LAT, but when you're able to be in a position like this, you can not only be annoying, gather all the information that your team needs. So Kenny should just be, you know, running back and forth this bottom apartments, bottom P5 hill. He already got one, which is the most important thing. He already got his one, which relieves pressure. Now be annoying, try and get a second, or at least get info. But I think Kenny is trying to do too much here because he runs out Fallon. He's trying to reposition himself, which I get because they obviously know that he's somewhere around there, but they just decide to leave him. So not only does number 4, which is RCDs, get pushed up to fire, they just leave him and he misses this jump. So it's like, yeah, if he makes this jump, he gets those kills, or he at least gets a kill and helps relieve pressure. I understand that, but also, in my opinion, he gets this kill, he could just be annoying in this P5. This is a way easier route to take, just to run up the steps, than to make this jump. I've seen so many pros miss this jump, and I think he's rushing the play. You know, he's rushing the play, and I know that this wouldn't be a thing if he just hits this, but he doesn't. Then he has to go P5. Obviously, they leave him. He's able to get one in the back before he gets traded, but the damage is already done. And now Atlanta FaZe not only have the lead, they have complete control of this Churchill. And here's just another example. Kenny's not having the best game. He's having a completely different game. They did it up against Boston, but Ken gets up to top Church. Unfortunately, can't kill RCDs. He gets them very weak. But look at where Kenny's at compared to the rest of his team, right? He does a good job. He doesn't get the kill. He backs down. He's trying to, you know, nade and stun in. His teammates die again. And so he's front Church. Yeah, there's only 20 seconds left here. But you're not going to break this hill. And these are the types of plays LAT was making as a whole in this map, but especially Ken. Like, you're not going to really do anything here. He tries to push in, he gets one, he just gets traded out, and it's like, that's like a, oh, this break is chalked push, basically. And you can't just give Atlanta FaZe like the rest of that scrap time, but you also don't want to just throw your life away, because Call of Duty is a very rhythm-based game, a very momentum-based game. And when your rhythm's off, which I feel like it has been for Ken in this map, all that does is hurt your individual play. And now they have to rotate to this P5 hill. This is, you know, this game is very close to being over. Atlanta FaZe is only 18 seconds away. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. And, well, that's exactly what happens. You see how patient Simp was playing. LAT, on the other hand, you have Draza and Ken. They try and slide in. They both just lose the gunfights to Celium and Simp. And they all go down. This game is over. This game is over, and this was a game that LAT needed. This would have been big for them, going 2-0 in the qualifiers. And Ken isn't the only one who, like, I'm not saying that this is on Ken by any means, but it just goes to show you the difference. Now, I know Atlanta FaZe is a more talented team than the Boston Breach. I know they have better teamwork. They're just a better team. But LAT had this game. And I am pinpointing out Kenny's play just because you really could see the difference that he makes when he is being that impactful player who's letting the game develop, compared to not letting himself breathe, because he's getting into very advantageous situations, very great positioning, but then he just tries to force the issue sometimes, and he gets stuck in that rhythm, in my opinion. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.